Hi, my name is Jason Yates and I'm the Technical Services Manager for Riello UPS. Firstly, welcome to this presentation in which we're going to be discussing the Master Plus series of UPS system. Now, the Master Plus is effectively a UPS system which has been specifically developed in order to enable data centers to become partners of the energy transition. As the electrical systems around the world continue to evolve, with greater demands being placed upon the need for renewable energy, in addition to the implementation of the smart grid-ready technology, the primary goal is to make the transition to a decentralized zero-carbon system. Now, obviously, this requires significant increases in flexibility from the demand and generation perspective, whilst at the same time provide frequency regulation in order to compensate for lower synchronous generation. Now, data centers, being large consumers of electrical energy, can effectively contribute to the energy transition as prosumers. Now, the Master Plus was specifically developed as a UPS battery solution designed to profit from the energy markets without taking any of the energy market risks, whilst at the same time increasing the reliability thanks to the 24/7 monitoring and typically extended backup times. The Master Plus system is an innovative UPS battery solution comprising of four key components. These are a highly efficient UPS, cycle-proof premium batteries, an integrated and secure control system, and a route to market. Now, the primary purpose of the UPS system is to provide reliable and secure power to the IT load, whilst at the same time generate revenue from the energy markets without compromising the security of the IT load. The UPS system was specifically developed for this project had to meet certain criteria. First, the system had to be smart grid ready, which effectively means that the UPS system can be installed and operated in a smart grid environment. The system had to operate in true online mode with a high efficiency of 95.5%. The output power of the UPS system needed to be unity, meaning the output kVA rating of the UPS matched that of the kilowatt rating, even during low and high operational temperatures. The system had to comprise of full IGBT and DSP based technology. It had to provide a high fault and short circuit capacity. There had to be multiple power options for flexibility. There had to be parallel modes for resilience. It had to be built upon original and proven technology. It had to provide full galvanic isolation, and it had to come with a 5-year warranty. Now, the image on the right hand side there are a pair of 200 kilowatt Master Plus UPSs, one of the pilot projects at the RWE headquarters in Essen in Germany. As with all UPS solutions, the battery storage system is critical. Now, for this particular project, we specifically chose cycle-proof premium lead-acid batteries from a well-established producer. This, in conjunction with a compact battery arrangement, enabled the system to provide up to 4 times usable capacity, but with only 20% increase in the surface area requirement. Now, the primary purpose of the battery was obviously to provide sufficient battery capacity for the critical equipment support along with the commercialization aspects of the project. So all of these, in conjunction with the real-time battery monitoring for the predictive maintenance, the intelligent battery charge and discharge control, and a 5-year warranty, ensured that the battery system chosen was suitable for this project. Now, the image on the left-hand side is one of the battery solutions that was installed as part of the pilot project at the RWE headquarters in Essen in Germany. The battery storage system is virtually split into a backup and commercial segment. The backup segment represents in general 30% of the total usable capacity. Now, this capacity is configured and controlled by the UPS, and therefore it cannot be accessed by RWE anytime. The backup segment is preserved only for the IT load. Now, during normal operation, the state of charge will oscillate somewhere between the 60 and 70% marker. Now, the reason for this is depending on the frequency of the electrical system. Should the frequency increase, then the system can apply load onto the grid and therefore attempt to pull the frequency down by storing that energy into the battery system. However, should the frequency fall, then capacity can be taken from the battery system and pushed back in the grid with the primary purpose of helping to stabilize the grid frequency. Now obviously, should a main supply failure occur, then the data center will typically have access to the full and extended backup autonomy. The UPS controller and the battery monitoring system are connected to the RWE control center via a highly secure and integrated control network. Now this connection enables RWE to control and monitor the system and primarily monetize the solution within the energy markets. However, the priority of the UPS is obviously to protect the critical infrastructure and the load, and therefore, should a grid disruption or a mains failure occur, the system will turn into protection mode and therefore it will not accept any commands from the outside. If we now take a look at the financial aspects and the route to market contract, the primary purpose of the system is to enable the data center owner or the operator to participate in the energy markets without taking any of the energy market risks, as these would be absorbed by RWE. Now the markets involved are frequency response and grid cost avoidance. So exactly how much would it cost? Well, if we look at a typical comparison of 8 400 kVA UPSs, basically 50% of the cost is for hardware and the remaining 50% is for batteries and installation. Now with the RWE Riello Master Plus concept, the hardware costs would remain the same. However, the battery is significantly discounted up front and therefore it would result in a typical reduced cost somewhere in the region of 50%. Now obviously this would provide significant savings. So for the data center, effectively they get an upfront discounted battery, they would get extended warranty for the main components, they would get full control and 24/7 monitoring, they would get preventative maintenance, extended backup times, and reduced grid charges. In return, RWE simply gets usage rights for the commercial segment of the connected batteries. So exactly how does the system operate? Well, if we look at the frequency response and the peak shaving aspect of the system, we know that the power grid operates typically at 50 Hz. However, that frequency is constantly changing. Now the Master Plus helps to stabilize the frequency at 50 Hz. Therefore, if the frequency falls below 50 Hz, then the Master Plus battery is discharged and vice versa. The extent of the frequency deviation defines the charging and discharging volumes of the system. Now the benefits of batteries is that they are perfect for providing frequency response, as they can deliver power instantly from full capacity in both directions and therefore profit from these markets. Now depending on the location, grid charges can be reduced via peak shaving. Now if we look at the image on the left hand side, we can see that the blue line represents the grid frequency, the red line represents the power requested, and the yellow line represents the power provided. Now obviously this operates in two directions. So as we can see, as the blue line increases, the demand on the system decreases and therefore we extract power from the grid and push that power into the connected batteries. However, should the frequency decrease, we then push the energy from the batteries back into the grid and therefore help stabilize the frequency. So effectively, the system is continually taking power from the grid when necessary and feeding power back into the grid when required, so that the grid maintains a stable frequency. One of the key benefits of the Master Plus solution is that it can be integrated into an existing infrastructure. Now the Master Plus can effectively utilize the redundant power connection capacity of most data centers. The Master Plus installation effectively does not differ from any other standard UPS system. The benefits of this is RWE invests in a large premium battery with the virtual split, and shared infrastructure reduces the cost for both parties. Now as you can see from the image on the right there, that is a typical dual stream data center where we have two 1 megawatt UPS systems with the virtually split battery system and the relevant controls. So as you can see, the system does not differ much from a standard UPS and therefore can be integrated into most existing infrastructures.
Master Plus, a new solution for the security of power supply of your critical infrastructure. In order to ensure security of power supply and avoid injuries, serious business disruption, or data loss, uninterruptible power supply systems, so-called UPS, are used to provide clear electricity to a load when the mains power source fails or the power supply is outside its permitted range, for example due to voltage surges or frequency deviations. For example, two UPS systems, A and B, running in parallel are connected to the medium voltage grid through a transformer. The UPS contains a rectifier that converts the incoming alternating current, AC, to direct current, DC, and also charges the backup battery. The inverter converts the incoming DC from the battery or from the rectifier to alternating current. When the UPS is in normal operation, the electrical current flows through the rectifier and the inverter to the load. During normal operation, power also flows to the batteries in order to keep backup energy available in case of any power disruption. In case the power supply is in danger, the UPS system switches to protection mode, instantaneously supplying the energy stored in the batteries through the inverter to the load. The backup time is long enough to start a standby power source, for example, emergency engine, which gives time to the grid to restore normal operating conditions. Even though conventional UPS systems ensure the operation of the facility until the standby power source takes over the power supply, their batteries have a short backup time and lifetime and lack real-time monitoring. This has a negative impact on battery reliability and could generate unexpected costs. In order to increase battery reliability, RWE and Riello Power Systems have developed an innovative UPS system, the Master Plus. Master Plus is an innovative solution containing a cycle-proof premium battery with a battery management system and a larger storage capacity, which consists of a backup segment and a surplus for commercialization, called commercial segment. Furthermore, Master Plus is a highly efficient UPS with a special rectifier which allows the flow of electricity to the grid for commercialization of the surplus storage capacity to the electricity markets. Master Plus allows real-time remote monitoring for predictive maintenance, ensuring higher reliability and longer lifetime of the battery and UPS. All communication links are protected by very high security standards against any hacker attack. In comparison to conventional UPS solutions, Master Plus generates additional revenue streams and lowers capital and operational costs. When the Master Plus is in normal operation, the electrical current can flow bidirectionally from and to the grid. The electrical current flows through the special rectifier and the inverter to the load while charging a commercial segment of the Master Plus battery, used only for commercialization purposes, and also keeping the backup segment at full capacity. Furthermore, electricity stored in the batteries can flow to the grid through the special rectifier also for commercialization purposes. The backup segment of the Master Plus batteries is always ready to be used in case of any power supply problem. It is never employed for any other purpose other than the security of power supply of your critical infrastructure. In case the power supply is in danger or not within the permitted range, Master Plus switches to protection mode, instantaneously supplying the energy stored in the batteries through the inverter into the load. Generally, the UPS Plus battery's backup time is longer than conventional UPS batteries, up to 30 minutes, since the commercial segment of the batteries is usually not empty. This offers higher security in unstable power grid conditions. Furthermore, the highly secure real-time battery monitoring system increases UPS system reliability. The Master Plus is an energy hub in the electrical power system that contributes to stable and reliable grid operation while taking part in and profiting from the electricity markets. This creates additional revenues that allow you to reduce your capital and operating costs while increasing the security of power supply of your critical infrastructure. Master Plus. Reduce costs. Increase reliability.
The Master Plus solution is not just a concept, this is a live and operational system. There are two pilot projects running The first was commissioned in September 2018 at the RWE headquarters in Germany. This comprises of two 200 kVA UPSs. The second is in Southampton at the RWE Hythe power plant, which was commissioned in December 2019, and this system comprises of a 200 kVA. These can be seen in the images on the right hand side. In addition to the pilot projects, there are also fully operational commercial installations. In the images on the right hand side there, you can see the system that is installed at a data center in Germany, which was commissioned in December 2019. Now, since installation, this system has been helping to save costs by balancing the grid and hence benefit from those markets, in addition to providing higher levels of energy storage capacity and additional resilience in terms of a system that is fully monitored 24/7. The system comprises of two 250 kilowatt UPS systems with additional 1.1 megawatts worth of emergency generation. Now, this system will continue to be expanded year on year up until 2024, at which point they will have 8 250 kilowatt UPSs plus additional power generation on site. Well, I do hope you found this presentation in relation to the Master Plus interesting. If you do have any questions, then please feel free to ask. But in the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.